Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Silver Disobedience Perception Dynamics podcast. I'm Dian Griesel. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics with an expert. So what's one of my favorite topics? Well, there are many, but I like to talk about death. And the reason I like to talk about death, even though a lot of people think that sounds morbid, is because if we recognize the fact that our time on Earth is finite, we get X amount of time, and I don't care about all those biohackers or all these people that say they're going to live forever, or all the people that get to 50 and say, whoa, we're halfway there. I don't know too many 100-year-olds. So to me, when you focus in on death, you can really start to live. For me, it started sometime after September 11th when I lost a lot of people that I really loved. And as time went on, I started to realize that, 50 isn't necessarily the midway mark. There's plenty of people that die far more early, way before they ever get close to 50. And there are people that do live into their 90s and are living spectacular lives. One of my closest friends is going to be 85 this summer. And frankly, she's a rock star still and very active in business. But my guest today is Philip Lehpamer. I had to really practice that name just for the record, and he's giving me the thumbs up off camera right now. But Philip Lehpamer, he has spent a lifetime as an actuarial. Now, he's going to explain exactly what an actuarial or actuary is. Maybe that's really what it is. You're an actuary who works on actuarial tables, but we're going to learn this with him. And basically, from my understanding, you know what? Forget my understanding. Let's just go to the expert. Phil, thank you for joining me.
Diane, thank you very much for inviting me to talk about what an actuary does.
Yes, this is what we want to talk about.
What does an actuary do?
Okay, now hold on. Because from my perspective, and what I want to understand is, how does an actuary decide when we're going to die? Because that's really kind of what insurance is about. They're setting a timeline of this is an average. So fill me in, correct me. Let's find out what I need to know.
An actuary does not know when you're going to die.
Okay.
All right?
So you're not going to give me that answer this afternoon. No crystal ball, Phil.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Not only that, I mean, what a probability of death means.
Yes.
All right. What a probability of death means.
Is that what an actuary tries to calculate? A probability of death?
Yeah. Think of a table of numbers.
Okay.
All right. Starting with age 0, which is birth.
Okay.
All the way out to age, let's say, 120.
Okay.
An aside.
Those people that Doge found on the Social Security.
Just an aside, okay? There has been only one documented death of a person living beyond 120 in the entire world.
Wow, okay.
One person.
That's good to know.
All right? It was a French lady.
Mm-hmm.
She lived to 1997. So she was 120 in I don't know how many days.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some dispute over that. But the French people who investigated said that this is legitimate.
Okay.
Nobody else in the entire world has been documented beyond 120.
Okay. So you were talking about these charts.
Yes.
So you start at 0.
Yes.
And the chart goes to 120.
20, correct.
Okay.
Okay. And then next to each age, there's a number. All right? And we'll say that the chart starts at 100,000 people.
Okay.
100,000 babies, age 0.
Yep.
All right? Now, at age 1 year later, how many of the 100,000 are still alive? and there's a number.
Interesting. Okay.
And there's a number, all right? And at age 2, how many are still alive? Out of the original 100,000, out of the original, now the original number has already been reduced.
Right.
Right? Because it's down to 1-year-olds.
Right.
So now you're saying how many of those 1-year-old children will live to make age 2?
Right.
And you just keep going all the way down. Now,
So obviously,
yeah,
one side of the chart is going up, the other side of the chart is going down.
yes,
Because you're going up in age,
right,
but down in the likelihood that you're going to keep advancing.
right. Now, I'll do a little bit of a switch there.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of starting at 100,000 and recording death, so to speak, but you're still recording people who are alive, you can start out the other way.
How would that be?
You give the number of deaths between age 0 and 1.
Ah.
And then you give the number of deaths between 1 and 2. And all the way down. So are you looking at it as a survivor on the life side?
Right.
Which may be more positive? Or are
That's an
you
interesting
actually
point.
are you actually counting the deaths? All right?
Well, that's the glass half full, glass empty
Yes.
theory in everything in life.
Right.
Am I surviving another day, or did I, cheat death?
Yes. So if you don't like talking about death probabilities, we can talk about survivor probabilities,
Okay.
right? But it's all kind of, right? It's just a different way.
A different perspective.
Correct. Yes. Very, very good. So I should mention something else right now. Okay? As everybody's probably aware, the ladies live longer than the men.
Why do you think that is? I've always been curious about that.
I really don't know. It's significant.
Is it because we just nag a little? We tire you guys out.
So I don't know why this is the case, but as a person who worked on this for many years, and that's one of the things that a life insurance actuary does. There are other actuaries. There's casualty actuaries. There's pension actuaries, and so on. But then there's life actuaries. All right, so that's a narrow subset of the actuarial universe.
Okay.
All right. But to get back to what I started to say.
So women live longer.
Yes.
By about how much?
Okay. That's a very good question. And I'm going to take a look at a table now.
Okay.
A table of numbers.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to use the word life expectancy.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the life expectancy of a male at birth in the United States of America.
Okay, I'm sure that varies a lot around the
during
world.
the calendar year 2022.
Okay.
Which is the last time, or it's the most recent table that the Social Security Administration has put out.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's the Social Security Administration that keeps these charts?
They're one place to go.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a very good place to go.
Probably.
Right? Anybody can go to
I'm sure each life insurance company keeps track of their own charts.
Sure. But I'm saying that you would go to Social Security on the internet.
Yeah.
I think it's SSA.
SSA.
And you can just put in life expectancy, and tables will pop up.
Okay, so now we're
So what I started to say was that the life expectancy, according to this table, of the males, is age of 74 0.74. Not quite age 78.
Right.
Okay? So that's the life expectancy. And what is that? That's
So about 74 for a male.
yes. Yeah.
What is it for a woman?
80.8.
Wow, that's a big spread.
Yes, it is.
6 years.
It's not. Yes, it's a little bit over 5.
Right.
Used to be even greater at one point in time. I mean,
Really?
Yes. So it's important for some calculations to be able to have a table for males
Versus females.
and a table for females.
Yeah, I would bet that's very important. I mean, I worked
Right.
in drug development for years.
Yep.
And the interesting thing about drug development for the very large majority
Yeah.
is that it's all titrated and based on males.
Oh, okay.
So, which potentially creates danger for women taking the drugs, which
Yes.
is why this is even that much more interesting to me.
Yes.
I'm going to really be thinking about this.
Now, since we're on this,
Yeah.
there is such a thing as a unisex table.
Uh-huh.
All right. If you go to the IRS,
Yeah.
right?
That kills everybody off when they look at what they have to pay every April.
But they love a unisex table.
Huh.
And they have published a unisex table, which they use to do taxes.
To figure out how long
Yeah,
most people will pay their taxes?
This table, and this gets into this gets into
This is too much fun.
and you can talk to I'm sure you talk to people who give financial
Advice
to others,
Mm-hmm.
and if they're talking to, let's say, a man,
Right.
right?
How
and-
long you need those savings or that
yeah,
retirement money to last.
right? And how much of it, if they've set up some kind of trust, where
Yeah.
some of it is going somewhere else and now they're using this unisex table, they're not really reflecting the mortality experience of the male.
Right.
All right. So there's all these.
The IRS just wants to know about how long are we going to be able to tax each person? How many years? Okay. Then the insurance companies want to know, how can we charge the most and pay the least when these people kick it?
Yeah. Well, anyway, let me get back to
How serious do actuarial conversations get when you get together with your buddies? Do you laugh a lot, or is it usually serious?
It's very serious in the sense that,
We're talking about death.
but
We are talking about
no.
deaf people, and we're laughing.
We're talking about numbers.
Numbers. No, we're not really.
Numbers.
Numbers. We're all just a number.
Well, you're in this category. For example, like this.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
I'm 64 years old.
Okay.
What does your chart estimate I'm going to live?
Well,
Assuming I look both ways, eat, we'll just say assuming I don't do something stupid like walk out on the street and get hit by a city bike.
okay.
Which has already happened.
All right. So you asked a specific question, and I'll answer the specific question. And then we'll talk for all the reasons why it doesn't apply to you. Even though you're a female, and I guess age 64, is what I'm hearing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So what I have here for people who are listening and
Actually,
looking-
don't tell me, because that's kind of like, I don't go to fortune tellers. I don't want anything in my head negative. So forget that. You know what, people? I no longer want to know how long I might live. We're just skipping over that. I don't go to fortune tellers either, because, reading my horoscope in the newspaper is about as far as I want to go into somebody predicting my future. Okay, let's talk in generalities again.
Okay,
Phil.
but I just want to get back to the point that really when you have a table like this, it really doesn't tell you how long you're going to live.
Ah.
And that's this. So, if you ask.
What does it tell you? What information does it give you as a professional?
Okay, so this particular table
Yeah.
says it's put out by the Social Security Administration.
Yeah.
And the Social Security Administration has records on everybody under Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
So they periodically, this is a period life table
Yeah.
dated 2022, where they're assuming now that the person is looking at this maybe many years later, but it's a set of numbers that were basically calculated on the Social Security records in that calendar year for that period of time. And it's not a projection, really. It's a static table, and any mortality table is a hypothetical.
Right.
It's hypothetical.
But hold on.
Yeah.
In the world of finance, which is
Yes.
really what Social Security falls under.
Right.
Okay. It's one of the biggest financial structures,
Yes.
within the United States. Now, at sometime around 62, I think I got my first notice from the Social Security Administration that said, if you start taking money at this age, you could take this much out. If you start taking money at this much, you get more.
Yeah.
So I'm sure people walk around all day long, not counting the fact that you can't earn over a certain amount or you're not going to get any of it,
Sure.
But clearly a lot of actuarial accounting and mathematics go into the Social Security Administration saying, well, if you start taking money at 63, you get this lower amount because we're going to have to pay you off this long.
Yes.
Even though you already chipped into it. Yeah. But if you take it at 67 or 70.
Sure. And that's all based on their records, whatever they have. They have detailed records, and they're keeping track of that.
And that's, I guess, constantly in flux because you could have war break out, which would throw off certain numbers if people were. Yeah.
Would it be of interest to you and to maybe the people who are listening to talk about this vague concept of life expectancy?
Definitely.
In aggregate?
Yeah.
Even on a unisex basis?
I love that topic.
Oh, okay. I'm going to look for a chart.
Yep.
Okay, of life expectancy on a unisex basis of the United States of America.
Okay.
From 1860.
Oh.
Right?
Are we living longer? Are we living less? Oh, yes. Let's find this.
All right. So let me.
Okay.
This is just one of. Remember, all of this is, once again, what I'm saying. When I say it's hypothetical.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have the tendency to say, like as you did, how long? What does the table say?
Of course, I realize it's hypothetical.
Yeah,
but I am curious.
Yes.
You have all supposedly we're eating healthier, we're doing things better, we go to more doctors, which to me is a double-edged sword. Are we living longer, less? And what does that life look like? Okay, here we go. We're looking at a chart. Hold on. I'm going to try, I don't know if we can see this chart or not, but I'm going to try to, or maybe I'll show it after.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does that chart tell you?
Okay.
Because I can't read it.
It
says, what you're looking at.
It says on the bottom.
Yeah.
On the bottom of this chart, I have years.
Yeah. Starting
with the year 1860.
Okay.
And this chart goes to 2020.
Okay.
Okay. But I know the numbers beyond 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's an upward trend, except there are 3 periods of time when it went down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first time life expectancy went down was at the very beginning of this table.
Mm-hmm.
The war.
Yeah.
The Civil War.
Makes sense.
So there was a drop.
Yeah.
Okay. After the war stabilized and life expectancy in the United States increased. significantly. The next big drop,
World War One.
yes,
Yep.
World War One, because World War One
We
was
had humongous casualties.
and there was a gigantic pandemic. The Spanish flu
Right.
is what it's
Yep.
called. So that period of time, boom, life expectancy went the other way. But afterwards, it regrouped again and continued to improve. And it improves every year. And then it starts leveling off. The next drop,
Mm-hmm.
all right, first drop, Civil War, basically. Second drop, Spanish flu. First World War One.
Korean War or World War II? No. Interesting. Vietnam? No.
Sadly, recently, 2015. In 2015, life expectancy in the United States dropped minutely, slightly. Now, it had been going up slightly, but it dropped.
I could actually see that. And my prediction on that would be in 2008, 2009, the financial crisis. And I don't think a lot of people felt like they recovered in 2015. I think it was probably around 2017 that I finally felt like my businesses were coming out of that.
Okay. All right. Well,
Interesting.
All
Okay,
right.
so when's the next step, Phil?
Well, the 2015 dip was really very slight. I mean, you could almost say it just was level.
And there was no dip in like 1985?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Because I was thinking of the AIDS epidemic.
It was leveling off. And in the aggregate, it was leveling off.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's part of what I call the 2015 dip.
Yeah.
It sort of came back.
Yeah.
But then we had COVID.
Yeah.
All right. So the period of time between 2015 and currently, really, and the COVID one now is a real dip.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real dip. In this chart, I couldn't find one, but I mean, I was looking at the numbers. Life expectancy dropped, needless to say, because of COVID. So in 2019, life expectancy, this unisex, we had it at age 78.79.
Mm-hmm.
2020, instead of 78.79, we're now 76.98. So a drop again.
Right.
All right. Not unexpected. I mean, given the fact that we had something like COVID. But this whole pattern of leveling off in 2015 is, I don't know if, I don't know the reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were speculating.
Why maybe it's leveled off? Because the bottom line is humans just don't live that long. And maybe we're actually realizing there is an average finite date. I don't know.
Yeah, but that date has been moving. It's been
so
improving.
It was at a higher point. Now you're saying it's dropped down from that.
Right. The fact that it's leveling off in this particular country, in the United States, at this time, is a reflection of something, and I don't know what it is. And even though this topic is of general interest to me, I mean, I haven't investigated like
I love this topic.
other countries, and I could be doing that, but I put a lot of this on the side after I retired. All right.
Well, we're going to talk about writing a book too, but we still got to stick to this topic a bit. I have a question for you. I recently read someplace, I don't remember where it was, and it said, if by age 65, so I'm wondering if you know of charts on this, they say if by age 65 you haven't had a major health issue, you're on the higher side of the life expectancy.
Uh-huh.
Now, again, obviously that assumes you're looking both ways and you're not driving without,
Yeah.
you're not drinking and driving, stupid shit. Whoops. Stupid
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Stupid poop. Are there charts on that
Sure.
say based on?
Yeah.
I guess there's probably charts on everything.
If you were working for, let's say, even the Social Security Administration in this particular area, right?
Yeah.
The chief actuary.
Yeah.
We have a new chief actuary. Her name is Karen, and I'm going to butcher the last name.
That's okay.
So I'm not okay. So there was the Social Security Administration had a chief actuary, a guy who was in place for like 20 some years. He's an authority on all of this. And Congress has always been coming to him because he keeps saying to them, Social Security is going to go
bankrupt.
Yeah. For the last few years, income is not equivalent to the expenditures. And therefore, we're headed toward the day or the year. And I think the current year is somewhere 2033. So it's like 8 years away, approximately, maybe 7 years away, that they're going to have to cut.
Will be broken.
They're going to have to cut benefits. And it's been a big topic with the politicians and so on and so forth. So how did I get off on this topic here? I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Because we're talking about Social Security, government, the time frames of how long people will live, how that system, how strong it is or not.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like so what is going to happen? What are we supposed to do? What are we going to do? We've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, the prior chief actuary has been hammering away at this for a long particular period of time. Has anything happened? Well,
I'm just curious when you saw the Doge announcements of when they went through Social Security and they found out all the people that were getting Social Security that were not even alive. Did you have any thoughts on that one way or another? I mean, and that's not getting political. I'm just trying to it's like, wow, really? So the Social Security Administration makes all those charts, but was paying out people that had, someone who had been 300 years old? Like, how the heck did that happen?
No, there's something wrong there.
And you're telling me only one person in the whole world lived to be 120. Well, on that chart there, I mean, we've been paying out for how many years? Like, there were a few hundred people that were in the 150-year range.
Is all that true?
Well, I guess, who knows? We could look at all kinds of conspiracies today.
And this is the great difficulty with people who like actuaries.
Yeah.
Right? Fellows of the Society of Actuaries. They're interested in this stuff. They take it seriously. They spend hours on it. And they know how difficult it is. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, somebody's saying this, and somebody else is saying this, and somebody else is saying this.
What are things you calculate? Obviously, anytime I have life insurance policies and, they say, do you jump out of airplanes? Do you, drive your car on a racetrack? What are kind of things that you're trying to calculate into your numbers?
When you're doing a population mortality study, you're not concerned about what people are dying of.
You're not.
I mean, the tables that I'm referring to that the Social Security Administration puts out.
Right. They don't care how you die. It's just like when.
Yeah. They are calculating, and it's for a specific period of time. They don't even attempt to adjust it. So it's a hypothetical table at a certain moment in time for a given population.
Fascinating.
It's all hypothetical, but it does convey information. And looking at a chart like this over the years, you can see that life expectancy was definitely increasing significantly for most of the time that this country was around.
If you think about it, if you were going to take a guess, we won't talk about why it's not now. Or why it's now stagnated or dipped a bit. What do you think were the factors? Just out of curiosity, would you say sanitation?
I
think
really
a lot
don't
has
know.
to do with sanitation and refrigeration.
Yeah. Well, the people who put this chart out, they were starting to say negative trends in society. Negative trends in society. Well, okay, give me an example. Such as unbalanced diets. All right. Lifestyles that are too
extreme.
No, too people are relaxing too much. They're not exercising. Leisure. They're
leisurely.
Yeah. They're not exercising. They're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Right. So their lifestyle is
That's very interesting.
They're not. Yeah. Well, higher medical cost.
Yeah.
Right. Some people. Well, I should probably go to the doctor, but it's
going to cost too much, so I'll skip it. Or I'll delay it.
I'll delay it, yeah. So I guess all these increasing rates of suicide, yes. Well, that is obviously in life expectancy.
Yeah.
But why are there increasing rates of suicide? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, life... tables are hypothetical, and what I find them interesting, and especially the Social Security one, where I can look at, let's say, the death expectancy of males versus the death expectancy of females,
right?
Age by age, and I'm able to look at that, and then. If I wanted to do a study, okay, if I wanted to do a study of a particular group of people, I could then get that list of people. It will be, I'll make it very specific because I've done a couple of these.
Okay, and you just triggered a question for me. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the studies I did after I retired, just because I was doing this kind of stuff for fun at the time. All right.
We all have different ways we get our kicks.
Right. So I said, and what triggered this is I was reading an article about how terrible Hollywood was. That actors were dying, and there was even at that time there was a video which I looked at, and they started off how terrible it is, and they went to James Dean, right, the young guy who plowed into right in the 1950s, and then there was Natalie Wood, right,
the boating accident,
and Sal Mineo, killed himself.
Exactly.
Right. And then there was Nick Adams, who was another character. So there's, and so they went through all these horrible deaths of stars, Hollywood actors and actresses. And I said, well, okay. So I said,
what's the variable? Do they really die faster or earlier?
Right.
Or what?
Right. So I said, I need a list of Hollywood actors and actresses.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, there is such a list.
Yeah.
All right. Ephraim and Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book on Hollywood. It's not only Hollywood actors and actresses, but it's all of Hollywood. There's information about directors. There's costume designers, etc. But in that book, you can look up, and I did. I looked up
Your lifespans.
The actors and actresses, their movies are listed there.
Mm-hmm.
Their date of birth is there, assuming that the book is correct.
Yeah.
Right? So I took all the Hollywood actors and actresses that were in Ephraim and Nolan's book.
Yeah.
And I did a study.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the study mean? I said, when did these people become actors or actresses?
Yeah.
Because it was at that point then that they became into the study.
Correct. I'm following you.
Right?
Yep.
So all that is critical information.
Very much so.
Right. And you have to display this on a chart,
So what'd you conclude?
Oh, well.
Do people in Hollywood actually die earlier than other people? Or
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm comparing it against, once again, what is the base? It's the Social Security numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Social Security is the entire population.
Right.
Okay? In that population, you have, let's say, people who don't have finances, who don't, right?
Yeah.
Now, generally, you would think that known Hollywood actors and actresses probably
had a little more money.
Had a little bit more money, right? So if they have more money, they're probably taking care of themselves a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So I matched, right? You do a comparison year by year. Let me just, yeah. This was mortality experiences of, as a matter of fact, there's a picture of, I guess, James Dean and Natalie Wood from the movie, which triggered all of this. So I do a comparison, okay? And there is a little bit, I was a little bit surprised at this. Mm-hmm. Because, for example, I did a 100-year observation period. Mm-hmm. Right? So the 100 years started in 1915 and went to 2014. Mm-hmm. All right? So, and I did it once you have the data, you can put it in all different ways. But if I have an observation period, 1915 to 1924, et cetera, and I'm looking now at actresses, not actors. I'll go back to the actors in just a moment. But when I get to the period of time, 1965 to 1974, Hollywood actresses had worse mortality than the general population. The next decade also, the 1975 to 1984, worse mortality than the population. 1985 to 1994, worse mortality. That doesn't happen on the male side. It happens, and it happens only during those 3 observation periods. So what was going on in Hollywood during this particular period of time?
Tranquilizers, the birth control pill, abortion. I mean, I think there were probably some significant things that women were impacted by that men weren't.
I have, but I mean, that jumps off the page.
Yeah.
That jumps off the page. So you discover things here. Mm-hmm. And that's why
fascinating. So you get the information and then it needs interpretation.
Yes. We're very good at producing numbers. But then trying to explain those numbers, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I do a mortality study, I present what I did. how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. Here's my observations.
You figure it out. You
I
tell
don't-
me what it means. But I've got
Yeah.
a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that in the most recent Social Security chart that
Yeah.
women are living a little more than 5 years longer than men.
Yes. On average. Yep.
Is there a crossover point in the age 40s or age 50s or age 60s where women start to get that year edge over men, or is it just plain shows up sometime between 74 and 80?
Okay.
Like there's got to be a crossover point where no, really?
No.
That's crazy.
It
You'd
is.
think like, in your 50s, men start to die a little sooner, or in your 60s, like it just happens like at the death span.
Yeah.
The Death Star swoops in and just seems to take more men. Sometime around age 74 on average.
Okay, let's try to envision what I would call now a survivor curve.
Okay.
A survivor curve.
Yeah.
All right. So I have an x-axis now.
Yeah.
And my ages now are at the bottom.
Yep.
On the x-axis, running from 0 to 120.
Okay.
Okay, and at the top now, I start with let's say my 100,000 male babies.
Yep.
And then over here, I have my 100,000 female babies. Yep. Right? So there's a drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some babies just die between 0 and 1.
Yep.
Some die but very, very few. If you think of the survivor curve, it's dropping very, very slowly.
Right.
Very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. So now I'm going from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30. Yeah, there are deaths.
But it's
on both male and female side, but it's very, very, very slow.
Uh-huh.
Very slow. It doesn't. Where does the
Accelerate.
real?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where's the acceleration curve? When do you know you're going down the hill?
Okay. 60s.
60s.
Yeah, the 60s is when it starts. Definitely for the men.
Wow.
Definitely for the men. I mean, if you have this picture of this curve for males, you would see it's now
significant drop.
Yeah, the roller coaster. This is like the drop. It's bad news.
Yeah,
it's bad news for the ladies. It's happening a little bit later, a touch later, but it's also woof. Both those survivor curves are down.
Significantly stopped.
Down. And
mid-60s, early 60s? No, I'm just curious. My father had a heart attack at 62.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious,
Yeah.
But his parents and my mother's parents lived all till late 90s. So you've got all those things. So I'm curious things that change.
Yeah, like what causes all this? I mean, how much is heredity into it? How much is it really, I
see, I kind of look at life when your number's up, your number's up. So that's probably also why I get very into. My mother used to say that to me.
Yeah.
I've had 4 plane crashes. So it's like, and I'm still sitting here. So explain that one. When your number's up, your number's up. If it was
you had 4 plane crashes?
I did.
Really?
I'd really screw up an actuarial table.
No. I mean,
oh, that's a topic for another podcast. But yes,
but
4 and an incident. And worse, a really bad boating crash that I would say was worse than all the 4 plane crashes.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
wow.
So that's why I'm a believer of your numbers up, when there's so many things that could happen and why don't they happen or why do they happen? So that's a whole other topic.
Sure.
But I was curious if there was any point where it's interesting you say by your 60s, that's when you're.
Oh, yeah. The survivor curve it really starts
60s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, your survivor curve, both for males and females, are there. But once again, for the ladies, it starts a little bit later.
Yeah,
Like,
very
right,
interesting.
starts a little bit later. But it's the same slope then, so to
Right.
speak. It's, it's parallel slopes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they say you're downhill. Now we've given a whole new visual to that expression, downhill.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. We could really keep talking about this, but I do want to talk about your book a minute because you have a book called Unwavering Love.
Yes, Unwavering Love. Oh,
and
yes.
in this book, you cover a lot of things. You bring in your actuarial experience.
Yes.
And you tell a story.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this, because I want to make sure we get that in.
Okay. No, thank you for mentioning this book. I was not a writer. As a matter of fact, when I was a young man, I was told I would never be a writer, literally.
But you were good at math.
Oh, yeah. How a lot of mathematics teachers sometimes say, well, it's obvious. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but I mean, that was a common criticism of mathematical teachers, and I think they realized that, so they stopped saying that. But
does anyone in this class have a question besides Dian Griesel?
Well, anyway, yeah, so I was definitely a mathematics person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what happened, after I did a couple of these studies, besides Hollywood actors, I also did Major League Baseball players, Major League Football players. Major League Baseball players do have better mortality than the football players, but the football players still are much better than the population.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And
I bet a lot of people wouldn't believe that.
I know. And
so Major League Football players do better than the general population.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's very interesting. Goes to show you that you can get your head banged around a lot, but at least if you keep your heart pumping and you keep working on your physical well-being,
right,
and you're exercising,
right.
Interesting.
Right.
Oh, I never would have guessed that one, Phil.
Well, I did a mortality study on this because back in the day, I believe it was Dick Butkus.
Yeah.
Dick
Remember
Butkus, right? Chicago Bears.
Sure.
I'm from
I know
Chicago.
Exactly who you're talking to.
They were in negotiations with the union or something, and Butkus and company were claiming that their mortality experience was worse than the general population. And I said, this cannot be true.
Huh.
So I looked at the statistics. It's not true.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not true. When you have the general population, it's everybody. I mean, like Social Security, that's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've got a lot of really people who are really ill, and they're not getting the right care or they're whatever the reason. I mean, why has in the United States now? Why for the last 10 years have we not really improved mortality like we were improving it for so many years? I don't know the answer to that, but I mean, it's irrefutable. If you do these studies and are conscientious, something is going on.
That you're not improving mortality rates, or that you just that's where it caps out?
Yeah, but it is improving very slowly. Right, it's improving very, very slowly, and and you can see that it every year there are more and more people making it to 100. Every year there are more and more people making it to 110. There's very few of them, right? There's a lot of documentation, especially on the ladies, right? Because, as I said, the well-documented case in France where she was 122. Nobody's made it beyond 120 except this one lady, 1997. But there are ladies making it to 119 in 300 days or something like that. I think that's in second place. Some lady in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So ladies throughout the world are pushing it up slowly. And also the men. I mean, right now, I think there's a guy in Brazil who's at age 112. So he's pushing it up. So there is improvement. Yeah, but it's so slow and so minute when you're only talking a handful of people, given the fact that there's millions of people out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't want this to end, but our time is up.
Oh,
Phil.
okay. Yeah. But the book is interesting.
The book is interesting, and we're going to look for this.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for...
Thank you so much. I mean, I enjoyed this tremendously because you trigger so many thoughts. And we're going to have to talk about this again because I still have a lot more questions.
Okay.
And I know I'm going to be percolating this conversation Phil, for a long time.
Right. And just remember that these, and it's difficult to say, they're hypothetical. They're hypothetical, but they do reveal something.
Yep. And that's like all statistics. You have to figure, you get a number, you get a conclusion. What does it mean?
Yeah.
And I guess that interpretation is up for interpretation. Well, thank you.
Well, thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for having me. And what else can I say? Thank you very much.
Well, I've been talking with Phil Lehpamer, and we're going to have information about he and his book in the info below. And definitely check out his book because it's a good one. And I'm Dian Griesel. This has been the Silver Disobedience Perception Dynamics podcast. We're recording in Manhattan Center, super cool place. And I'm very lucky to be here and grateful. And I'm also grateful for you for watching this podcast and sharing it and making it as big as it's getting, which is getting uber cool. So thank you very much. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Hold on. Wait a second. We have to do one more thing. Got any good cemetery jokes? Only kidding. You'll have to read in the comments below. Goodbye. Thanks. Hit subscribe.